Hello. Today I'm going to how to use one of my favorite things that I have used to help me lose weight, and that is the app Lose It. And I am going to do this and hope that it works to do it this way. So I've opened up the app, and you can see that you have the date at the top, and I'm tracking carbs. I'm tracking more than carbs. You can track whatever you want, and I'm eating low carbs, so I have chosen to have the carbs at the top so that I could keep track throughout the day. And I recommend that you use Lose It to lose weight, is that you set it up and then every day you plan what you're going to eat ahead of time. And here's why. So you go ahead and you put in what you're going to eat, and then you go, oh, I'm over what I planned. I'm over what I want to be eating. Then before you've eaten it, you can take something out, replace something in its place. And so I just wanted to show you that I'm practicing intermittent fasting. And at the top, right under the date and the carbohydrates, you can see that there is intermittent fasting. And in Lose It, you can plan that in the settings. So I have planned to be fasting for 16 hours and eating for 8. And it's not short and fast, but the more that I do follow that, I find it to be really helpful for losing weight. So you can say, start fast now, and then you can adjust and change the times if you started later or you ended sooner or whatever you did. And then I eat pretty much the same breakfast every day, but not always. I wanted to share some of the foods that I have found recently and been trying that have been helping me, but I'm just going to show you. Okay, so this is my breakfast. I always drink lots of water. So there's 24 or 48 ounces that I usually drink in breakfast, and then I'm a coffee drinker. So I'm drinking coffee from the moment that I get up, and I have started because I'm between low carb, but I'm not low fat. I have heavy whipping cream in my coffee. I have a few tablespoons in the morning, and then I often have cottage cheese. I love dairy. So if you're dairy-free, you can explore other options. But I eat a lot of dairy. So cottage cheese is in there, and I know kind of now how much I can eat. I'll either go by tablespoons, you can adjust it. So I'll just show you. Okay. Oops. You can choose by all these different measurements, and you can choose tablespoons or cups or what else. Ounces, milliliters, pints, pounds, quarts, tablespoons, teaspoons. So I basically use tablespoons or cups as my measure. But say you're just, you're going to do something and never done it before. Say for lunch, I'm going to have this chunk chicken breast. Say I'm going to have it, okay? And I don't know. I've never put it in before. I have, but say I haven't. So you can see there's a little scanner, and you can find the code. Find the thing, and you then just click on that and hold it over, and it came up with the product. So in this 12.5 ounce can, chunk chicken breast, it's 375 calories for the whole. I'll just tell you right off, I don't count calories. I mean, I'm aware of them, they're in there, but I do not count calories to lose weight. As long as I'm keeping my carbs under 10% or around 10%, that's my main thing that I'm doing. Everything else falls into place. So there's no carbs at all in this. And say I'm going to do the full TN and just click save. Now, when I go to my lunch, it shows up. So then I often put mayo, real mayo, with that. And the neat thing about that is you'll see it says My Foods. So it remembers your foods. And that makes it so much simpler. So if you're eating the same things often, it will be easy to put it in again. So when I just put in mayo, it immediately comes up. Recommendations at the top. Hellman's mayo comes up at the top because I always use Hellman's mayo. And then I sugar, so it shows that. And I usually have, it'll choose the amount that you usually have. So I usually have 1.5 tablespoons. So it immediately comes up with the amount that is normal for you. You can change it, but all I have to do is save. And then if I have had, say I always, when I have this chicken breast, I always have mayo with it. Then I can go to meals and I can search chicken and it will, I just entered it. So the first thing that you see at the top is the chopped chicken breast for lunch. And when I click on that, both the chicken breast and the mayo come up. And then I can just add both of them. Then I go back to the overall and I see that I have entered it twice. So all I have to do is hold down on the chicken breast and delete. Hold down on the mayo and delete. Super, super fast and easy. And I have a roast in the crock pot. So I can go in and I can put in pot roast or roast beef for dinner and plan what I'm going to eat so that I'm not over, okay? And one of the meals that I've had in the past when I put in, will be under meals, when I put in beef pot roast, it came up with this suggestion because that's probably the last time that I had roast beef. I also had yogurt, organic plain whole milk. What is it called? Yogurt and mandarin oranges. I like to have that combination. It's canned mandarin oranges and just a quarter cup of that, quarter cup of yogurt. And it's very refreshing and gives me a feeling of having eaten fruit without a lot of carbs. So I'm going to put that in and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to see. Now, the other thing at the top, it tells me how many carbs today, how many grams of carbs today out of my plan have I eaten and how many am I eating over or under. So you see, I've eaten 20.3 grams and I still have 23.7 that I could eat on the plan I'm on right now. For a long time, for years, I was eating 25 grams of carbs a day, period. And then I was looking at Lose It recently, and they called that a keto diet, and low carb was considerably higher carbs. And I thought, that's interesting. What would happen if I upped my carbs a little bit? Because, and here's what I love about Lose It, you can try things. You could tweak. It'll keep track. It'll make recommendations. It will help you So what I wanted was more fiber. So I'm eating more vegetables. Fruits are really high carbs, and vegetables are not as. You can keep track of all this. So at the end of the day, I can go down at the bottom left and maybe see that says dashboard. So when I go to dashboard, it tells me my overall. And so at the top again is carbohydrates because I am asking it to show me carbohydrates most. And then I watch my macros, okay? So right now, my macros, I have 48% fat, 7%, I think. Yeah, 7% carbs. And I said, I want to keep that at 10 or below. And then the protein is at 45%. It is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I just ate. So I'm basically going to eat one more meal and that's it. And I have already had, oh, okay. So I put in that chicken and mayo, but I haven't actually eaten it. And I'm not planning to eat it. So I'm going to take that out, but I'm just going to show it to you. It says protein, 29.7 and over. 129 grams of 99 grams, it's saying. And calories are under. And the overall calories are a little bit under, not very much. And then the fiber, it's 12.5. So I don't eat a lot of fiber and I probably need more. But so far, increasing my fiber. And that's a good thing. And then it will also tell me my lowest weight that I've had. Okay, 10-day low. It'll tell you your 10-day low weight and how much you've lost in that time. And then what I like is it also tells me net carbs, which for a long time I did not worry about it. I counted all the carbs. I didn't worry about whether they were net or gross. I just counted all the carbs. Recently, I have, because I've been increasing my fiber, I have become aware of if I eat these carbs, but I have this fiber, my net will be 0. And I wanted to, I don't think I brought it out here. Nope, I didn't. I have recently seen and purchased their Mission brand and their mini tortillas that are net 0. And so they have enough fiber to make the net carbs 0. And so that's a new thing for me. And mostly I have eaten foods as close to how they are grown as they can be. I don't eat a lot. I try not to eat a lot, I should say, of processed foods. I will eat canned chicken. Another favorite of mine is keto coconut clusters. Just a little bit of this. Just a little bit. And it's pumpkin, sunflower, hemp seeds, Simply Nature brand, non-GMO. I am apparently sensitive to GMOs. When we went to Italy, one of the things I noticed was that I could eat things I can't eat in the U.S. They don't have GMOs. Anyways, this says on the back, a half a cup, which I never eat a half. That half a cup has 7 grams of carbs, okay? 3 grams of protein, and it has 3 grams of fiber, okay? So it's good for fiber. It's also super tasty. And I will eat maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons max of this. I don't eat it every day because there's another thing that I am sensitive to. No? Yes, it does have natural flavors. Natural flavors usually means it's hiding MSG, and I'm very sensitive to that. But I have found that in small amounts, I can have this. I love this for a snack. Or remember I said I'll eat yogurt with mandarin oranges. When I add this, it's like a parfait. And actually, so that is so tasty that when I have to go to a potluck at church or somewhere, my salad, usually in our group, we have to bring a main dish and a salad or dessert. So for my salad, I will get granola that is gluten-free. I was thinking this was it, but it's not. But I'll get granola that's gluten-free, and then yogurt, and then mandarin oranges, and layer it a couple times in a bowl. It's going every time. It's really good, and it's even better the next day, so I can make it ahead. I just love to do that. That is something that I could eat, and and it tastes so good that other people want it too. So you've seen, I'm going to go back. So I'm going to go back to just hit the back arrow. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. When I go to log, okay. So when I go to log, then it will go back to allow me to log in foods. I'm going to scroll down to lunch, and I'm going to take out the chicken, and actually I'm going to leave the mayo in because I had some hard-boiled eggs for lunch. So I'm going to add, and I'm going to move over to my foods rather than meals. And I'm going to go and put in, and as soon as I put in the word hard, it brings up hard-boiled eggs. Because I've had it before. I've had it a lot. So there's one that says per serving, and there's one that says for 2. I actually had 3 eggs. But, so when I click on, honestly, when I clicked on it, it came up as 2, and I hit something wrong. But, so I will say 3, and now you can see all the nutrients in it. Now, there are foods that other people have entered into the system, and you can go and search. I'm going to save this now. But you can go to, okay, it says search. Right now I'm searching my foods. If I click on the search on the far left, I'm going to be searching the whole system, and I will find whatever anybody has put in related to that. So I'm going to, I was going to think, what could I put in? So I went to a restaurant yesterday, but example, we went to Applebee's last week. And as soon as I put in Applebee's restaurant at the top, it starts to have all kinds of meals that people have put into the system. And sometimes they have all the nutrition information, and sometimes they don't. So, example, I'm trying to think. So I went to a restaurant yesterday. Unusual for me to eat out that many times. Well, I don't eat out very often. There's 5 friends that I'm a part of that we go out for birthdays, and we went out to a place called 3 Squares yesterday, but it was not in the system. Applebee's is, and what I had the other day was, and you can see, there's a top sirloin. I believe 6 ounce. I believe that's what I had. Now, in my mind, I'm like, why are there any carbs in the top sirloin? I don't know. But there are. So I can go and I can find somebody else's. But if it had none, if it had NA next to it, then I would go back and look until I found one that had nutrition information. And then I'm going to just go back to my foods. and X out the search for Applebee's. And I told you I had eggs, hard-boiled eggs with mayo. I also had some leftover ground beef. I'm eating a lot of protein, right? Okay, so under my foods, I'm going to put in ground beef, and it immediately comes up with what I normally use, which is the 93% lean. There's other options below that, but it will come up with what you use, which makes it so easy for you. Once you get used to using it, it's going to just remember, oh, she usually does this. So when I go to the beef ground, and a lot of times I have a half a pound, but in this case it was more like 25.25, a quarter pound. And again, I'll just show you nutrition information. 22 grams of protein. And, sometimes it's wrong. I don't worry too much about that. It's probably mostly right. Then log details. It says that you can put a timestamp. I have yet to use that. I don't really care what time it was that I ate that. And I haven't used it says mark as planned. I haven't used that either. I just pretend that I am eating it. And if I end up not eating it, I remove it before the end of the day. So, and that's more the case than that I eat more than I had planned. That doesn't happen very often. So right now, I have 22 grams out of the 44, and I still have 22 left to be at that 44. So that was what I chose. The low carb diet, it will recommend, let's see if I can go to that. When you go to goals, you can set up your custom goals and you can record your measurements. You can record your glucose. You can record your body fat, your body mass index, BMI. You can record all of those kind of goals. And then it will show you where you're at based on your goals, okay? And exercise minutes and exercise goals, you can also have those in there. And I have a Fitbit, and it will, work with my Fitbit and keep track of that as well. So lots of information in this. It'll keep track of your sleep hours if you're wearing a Fitbit as well. And okay, so then at the top, I'm just gonna show you. At the top, it shows 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. Well, so the whole time it's years, show you the whole time in an overview. And then it says plan. When you put plan in, you can change, you can see the whole, quite something to see. If you've lost weight, it's really something to watch. It's very encouraging. You can plan, you can record. I was going to show you too that you can click on record under goals and record your weight every day. And I weigh myself every single day and record it. And it'll show you a timeline of how long it's going to take to reach your goal of weight loss. And it'll tell you what's your latest milestone achieved and what's your next milestone, and kind of encourages you as well. And I started out by saying that with different plans, it will recommend, and you can either just take their plan or you can customize it. And low carb plan as compared to the keto plan was, oh man, it was 4 or 5 times the number of carbs that I was eating. And so it was too much of a leap. So I didn't want to go from 25 grams of carbs to 100 grams of carbs. Didn't want to do that. So I customized it and I set it at 44. I'm still not eating 44 most days, 44 grams of carbs. I had been eating, like I said, 25. And now I'm giving myself a little leeway to eat more high fiber foods, including veggies. So, healthy things like spinach and salads with veggies like broccoli and cauliflower. So I'm not under 25 grams a lot of days, but I'm not 44, and I'm definitely not 100 grams. Not even close. I'm not even close. So I think I've gone up to like 41 grams of carbs one day, and that was the highest I can get with. So I recommend Lose It. I recommend Lose It as an app. I've been using Lose It since 2016. So 9 years. Virtually every day. Recording everything I eat. And when I want to lose weight, I record the food I'm going to eat before I eat it. And other days, I've gotten so used to how much I can eat that I'm pretty close without writing it down ahead. But I really recommend it. It's so good. And also to keep track of your macros rather than calories. And I was going to show you one more thing that I have found really helpful. And that is a brand called Swerve. Maybe you've heard of it and used it yourself. I just purchased this from Amazon recently, so it's still in a bag because I haven't even used it. And there are some recipes that I've used that I can make that feel like a treat. I don't mean or miss desserts much, but I have a few special treats that I once in a while make. So this is Swerve granular sugar, this 3-pack. This is brown sugar, and then powdered or confectioned sugar. And that's just super helpful. And then I also have almond flour and some other things that I will share. Stay tuned for another video coming later. This is Wendy Gunn. Hope that was helpful for you. Comment and let me know if it was.